Hey, this is Craig Ford coming back with you with the Mayor's Minute. Hope you're having a good week. Sorry I didn't address anything last week. It was spring break, and I took a day off so I could spend some time with my family and had a good rest. But I want to tell you some things that are going on here in Gadsden, and we're excited about it. It seems like something's always going on, which is good. We want things going on. The Riverfront Development. We have just about finished. Today will be the last day that we're cutting the shrubs and the bushes and the overgrowth along the river. So I hope you're enjoying those views. So it's important that we cut the trees and cut all the brush out so you can be able to see the river and we're able to become a river city again. But it's also important that we maintain it. So I have met with Public Works and we're going to maintain this, and we're going to continue to weed eat it and keep it down and keep it where you can enjoy the river. And I tell you, I love it. I think it's beautiful, and it shows off what Gadsden's all about. We had some people come in from out of town that were trying to recruit for an industry, and the first thing they said was, wow, look at the river, and we didn't even tell them anything about it. So we're excited about it, and I hope you get to enjoy it. To give you some things that are going on, yesterday in council, we approved the finalization of the Carver Community Center, the bathrooms outside the community center. That was something I was passionate about. I want to make sure that we had bathrooms available for the public for when they rent the facility, that we're able to provide them that access, and also they're ADA compliant for American Disability Act. We also let the bid yesterday on the roof for the new for the Carver Gym. It's going to be a new roof because it's been leaking, and we were able to secure that through insurance. So that was a big step in the right direction to be able to help that gym get back to where it needs to be. Also, the railroad tracks across from Goodyear, it was a pain, and I understand it. And a lot of bumps, a lot of potholes, but we are completed and finished. And man, I rode across that. I did it, and I rode across. I did a U-turn. I did it again. I did it again. So I actually I was ecstatic about them being able to complete that within a 2-week period. Hillsborough Avenue, we just completed paving it. I want to give you what happened on Hillsborough. We went in there in East Gadsden over there by what I call the trade school. It's Gadsden State Campus, but I just call it the trade school. It's where I grew up. So on the other side over there is Hillsborough Avenue. We went in to pave it, and we dug up the asphalt and everything. Then all of a sudden the road started collapsing. So that happens with a lot of roads in Gadsden, unfortunately, and we had to put a lot more time and effort into it. Also, approximately $400,000 more to rebuild the base and get it back up. But let me tell you, it's now where it needs to be. The people in that community needed that road paved, and it was one of the worst roads we have in the city of Gadsden. Now, every time I mention paving, I want to tell you, I get thousands of emails about my road needs paving, this road needs paving, I'm tired of this. I get it. I feel your pain. I've been in this office for 18 months, and I want to tell you this, there's only so much money that we can use for paving. People ask me all the time, well, if you're building this over here, why don't you not build that and do more paving? Well, the money that we're getting for over here is designated for projects, so that whatever we're putting them towards, we're trying to put as much money as we can towards paving. We realize that's a quality of life issue. We realize there's a lot of catching up to do on paving, and I promise you that is one of our top priorities. But these other projects that you see taking place, this is money that's designated just for that project, just for this event or something of that nature, because I'm trying to pave as much as possible. Number one, I know that's what you want, but number two, that's what I hear about loud and clear the most. Also, we just finished paving some more streets in East Gadsden, and we just finished our study. Let me explain to you about what the study is. We incorporated this company to come in, and we drove every street in Gadsden with a camera and GPS, and then we submitted all our information to them, and they're taking every street in the city of Gadsden that city of Gadsden is responsible for, and they are ranking them from 1 to how many ever streets are the worst streets that are out there. So the reason I wanted to do that is because in the past they would divide the money out per council district, and the council people would pick which streets to pave. I want to take the politics out of paving, and I want to just pave the streets that need it the most, the fastest. So that's what we're doing, and we'll take our amount of money, we'll take the streets that need it the most, we'll get an estimate, and that's what we'll put together, and we'll complete those roads paving for the next fiscal year. So I'm excited about that because that way we'll tackle the roads that need it the most. We're also going in some streets where there's not a lot of traffic on, and I've asked our engineer to come in with a tar and a gravel approach, and that's a different type than what you've heard in the past. Some people can't tell the difference in a black asphalt and tar and gravel. It all looks the same. It's not what you think it used to be. It's a totally different thing. So I'm excited about that too, because we can pave more roads on some less traveled roads with that type of approach. Wanted to tell you about some exciting things coming up. We broke ground yesterday with Dr. Kathy Murphy at Gadsden State for bringing back baseball and girls softball. We're excited about that. She's building a $10 million complex over on the property that they have leased to us for 40 years. So it's just part of that whole master plan at Gadsden State. She was able to do a bond through the 2-year school system in Montgomery. She and I are working well together, hand in hand, and that's very important. She's been a big supporter of Gadsden, and I'm a huge supporter of Gadsden State. And everything that goes on back there helps benefit us too with our sportsplex. So saying that, I wanted to tell you what else we got going on. We're having a ribbon cutting on Phase 3 on April the 22nd at 4 o'clock. What does that entail? It entails our Field of Dreams, which we're excited about for special needs. It also involves our 4 pickleball courts, and it also involves the new parking lot and across the street where the old soccer practice fields were and where the new Field of Dreams is located now. So then, and I just said at the same day, we're going to go ahead and break ground on Phase 4, have a breaking ground after we cut the ribbon on Phase 3. And what that's going to entail is 2 more 200-foot fields that are going to be all synthetic surface. So that'll be huge for rainouts. We won't have rainouts anymore. And then also 4 more pickleball courts and also another parking lot across the street from there, because when I got elected I realized we didn't have enough parking over there, so we're trying to alleviate that. And also we're going to light it coming down there because it's really dark. We have snazzed up the fishing pond to the left, the pavilion, so we can have more big brothers, big sisters fishing things and more fishing rodeos for children and any community that wants to come in there and fish in that little pond with our youth, or just fish there for whatever. We're getting in touch with Auburn's fishery program to help us restock the ponds and teach us how to do that. It's not a lot of work to that. I grew up kind of doing some of that, so it can happen, and we're going to make it happen. Yesterday in council, something I'm excited about, we passed a master plan for the Riverfront Development, sitting right out here in front of me, and it's a big deal. This is part of the efforts of Relocation 411, and we're going to green space everything from the current City Hall all the way to the old pump house behind McDonald's, and it's going to be something you're going to be really proud of. We're excited about this, and once we get the renderings, we will present that to the public and have public hearings, just like we did on everything else for the master plan, for the citywide master plan. So, you know, everybody knows I'm in the military, everybody knows I'm a logistics officer, and I tell people this, you know, without a vision and without a plan, you can't get to the checker line. So we got to have a plan, and we got to have people's input on the plan, and then we can implement the plan, and then we can accomplish the plan. So I'm excited about that. So I just wanted to tell you that. And then the last thing I want to leave you with is something that we went to a convention, and I said we got to get some of those. We're going to start doing some kayak rentals on the Coosa River, and we're going to start doing some paddle boat. We call them, they're not true duck boats, but one of them looks like a duck, one of them looks like a flamingo, one of them looks like something else, a dinosaur. But I think it'll bring some tourism and some more people drawn to the Coosa River, because I want to do everything we can do to exemplify one of our best natural resources being the river. So I'm excited about that. There's a lot going on. I could talk forever, and I love this city, and I could talk more and more about everything going on. But don't forget, First Friday's coming up this Friday. We're excited about K Moore and DGI, what's going on down there. It's always a great event. So, hey, thank you for allowing me to be your mayor. This is Craig Ford.